YouTube network. For those of you tuning in, it's right. It's Friday night. We're going to talk some pro wrestling, and hopefully we'll have some of the usuals tuning on in. And before I bring panel members in, I guess I'm not going to lie. I don't really know how to put this, but it's kind of lousy. I'll just wait and I'll hope that Jamie Forbes comes on. I'll hope that Jimmy Fingers is a man and can understand that, whether or not he was trying to be funny or not. To me, those sounds like the words of a person who lives under communist condemning, meaning I don't joke with you about your opinion. I respect your opinion. And for you to joke back onto my opinion is like, that's kind of weird, man. It's kind of fucked up. I don't insult you, at least to my knowledge, and I take offense to it. So at this time, I'm going to pull in my panel members, and I take it in order. It's the APOC. What's going on, Mike? I sense a sense a bit of soft ability going on in our community this evening. Whether or not, because the funny thing is he's going to claim that he was just trying to get a rise out of us.
Yeah, well, it's his new name is Foot and Mouth Fingers because he doesn't know when to shut up. That's the problem. He runs his mouth, he kisses Capelli's ass, and then when we call him out on his crap, he gets all butthurt. He won't show up tonight. My internet sucks.
Or I don't want to be told, I understand, at times we do get on him. Maybe calling him a clown hurts his feelings. I whatever.
Well, don't be a clown. Don't be a pink hat kiss ass clown. What can I say? Sorry.
I understand he's entitled to his own opinion.
That's fine.
That's right. That's fine. But I mean, to say that let's bring Pelly on. Because Pelly, I'd be a little pissed because he basically called you a sheep.
Yeah, I guess I'm only here to keep the peace, and that's it.
Yeah,
so
yep, he basically called you a sheep.
He calls me and Jay WWE shills, right? Which is fine, but what he doesn't understand is that I shit on both companies. I shit on Sideshow Bob's company more because it's a joke, and they can't even break, I don't know, 1 million viewers with Punk winning the title the following night. And now Punk's not even the champion anymore.
Yeah, I don't know what to think about Forrest. I'm here to keep the peace, but it seemed like my opinion doesn't matter in this, and I think it does.
Of course it does. He's just being a big baby, that's all. He's not even going to come on. He's not even going to come on. He ran his mouth earlier, and he won't even come on because he knows I'm going to tear him up 6 ways to Sunday because his opinion is a Mark's opinion, and it holds no weight in my book because he's never been in the ring.
Well, I'll only stick up with a certain point that I can understand where the marks come from because they're the ones that watch the product. They're the ones that buy the tickets. And so I will side with the fact that it just because we've been in the sport, theoretically we don't know everything, but we have a good grasp on it.
Right, we don't. But he doesn't understand that, breaking balls is one thing, but then completely shitting on people is another thing. You know what I mean? Like, I break his balls all the time, and then when he gets butthurt, he fires back and like shits on people, and that's not right either.
Yeah. So yeah, I seen that. Seen what he wrote, and I said, "Shit, I shouldn't even bother putting on the show tonight."
Yeah, yeah. Because he's going to kiss Capelli's ass because he thinks Capelli's word is gospel. And again, I love Capelli like a brother, but not everything he says is right.
Yeah.
For instance,
I hear you, Mike. Yeah.
the swerve on Monday night. Okay, now we all kind of figured that Finn Balor was going to join the Judgment Day. We all figured that, right? But for them to kick out Edge, I thought it was a good swerve. I really did. And the reason why they didn't kick, everyone was saying the reason why Edge got kicked out is because they needed.
What is that noise?
That's Pelly's
My phone.
phone.
Just give me a second.
The reason why they removed Edge from Judgment Day is because he wasn't feeling it.
Well, I heard otherwise. I heard that he was starting to lose his. I heard that other people were starting to fight their way, meaning the people in the back were starting to fight their way into the storyline.
Yeah.
And they have fought into the point where they wanted to start making a change, and they wanted Edge to start to be more supernatural.
Yeah, that's where I was going. That's where I was going.
And the feeling of the supernatural gimmick, he felt was too close to what Bray Wyatt was doing.
Exactly. So
And
they removed him.
And it just happened. Do I agree with that they could have, without doing that? Do I agree that they could have elevated people like AJ, people like Finn Balor of that magnitude to make a face to make the face push? Yes, I do. I agree with that 100.
So, let me.
I agree with that 100%. But if we're now learning in these few days that have come out more reports that Edge wasn't feeling it, or that there was people in the back that started taking the creative effect away, then I totally understand where Edge would be coming from, because it's truly not something he's coming up with anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
So AJ Styles is like he's just at a low right now. People act like AJ Styles has never been the top babyface or the top heel in the company. He's a 3-time WWE champion. Of course, he is on the top of the list. Finn Balor needs this. I really believe that Finn Balor needs this heel run. And don't be surprised if you see the Demon Ballard come out.
And
I'm a little torn on it.
Purple.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Pelly.
I'm a little torn.
We don't want you to just say, "Yeah, you're right." Okay, and you pet us on the head, good little doggy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we value your opinion.
No, I'm a little torn on it because, like, I thought they had a great thing going. Like, if you cut the head off the beast, the beast won't run anymore. And I think replacing Finn Balor with Edge, he's not as great as a mouthpiece then Edge is a way better mouthpiece.
Swap that. You'd be replacing Finn Balor. Replacing Edge with Finn Balor is what you meant.
Yes, but Edge is a way better mouthpiece than Finn Balor.
Oh, I totally agree.
But but I guess I don't know where he's going to go from here. Is he going to go on a babyface run, or
I have a feeling he's going to team up with AJ Styles?
And, yes, that's what I was just thinking. So, yeah.
Well, we'll see what happens.
I think if Finn would have joined and Edge would have stayed, that faction would have been a lot stronger. Finn still would have got his push, and but
I'm going to tell you the truth, and this is just my honest opinion. I really wasn't a fan of the faction to begin with.
Yeah, you said that earlier. We get that. It's fine. I mean, I thought it was going in a good direction. I don't, like you said, did it make sense? No. But was it a good out of nowhere swerve? Absolutely. And that's what I meant by didn't see that coming. So, but of course, I blow WWE and I think everything to do is gold. I'm like, somebody was blowing Sideshow Bob for months and said that they were the best thing in professional wrestling. Now he's turning around and shitting all over AEW because, well, he stopped drinking the Kool-Aid.
So, like, I honestly believe if they can get somebody to cut a good promo, because that's the one thing about Damian Priest.
He's not good on the mic at all.
I think
Yeah,
he shits on the. I think
every
he
time he's
shits
on
on
the
the
mic, he's
mic.
reading a piece of paper.
Yeah.
Yes, I think he's the shits. Or maybe they just need to let him to start cutting the promo on the fly and not giving him things to say and seeing how it goes.
I'm sure they're going to add a fourth member eventually. I mean, I still think Ciampa's going to end up being in that.
Interesting. Would Ciampa become the mouthpiece?
He can cut a
Why
promo.
not? Why not?
What about the newly packaged LA Knight, who is now under the name of I don't know.
Max Dupree.
No, they got to
no.
go with that model agency thing they're doing. I like that. That way they're going with that. That I think that's going to be gold.
Cool. Yeah, I didn't watch SmackDown, so I really don't know.
Well, it's on right now. I'm not watching it though.
Yeah, neither am I.
Sami Zayn and Riddle are wrestling. If Riddle loses, he's off SmackDown forever. If Riddle wins, he faces Roman Reigns at Money in the Bank.
Okay, so now do you want to know something? It's already being projected that Roman Reigns will not.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm not listening to any of the dirt sheets right now because they don't know. They're like Forbes. Don't know if they're coming or going. They reported so much stuff that's not even true. It's ridiculous.
Yo, shout out to my homie Jay Brony. What's up, brother? So,
searching the radar for fucking James Forbes, nowhere to be found as usual.
No, he don't want none of this. He don't want none of this.
I was only kidding. I'm just joking around. Well, you didn't help prying that big fat foot out of your mouth, you idiot.
I don't care about the big fat foot. I love him.
I do too, but it just seriously.
Brother, I hope all's well with you too, man.
So let's talk with the news of the week, which is Cody Rhodes. How did you guys enjoy the match with him and Seth Rollins?
I thought it was a good match.
I thought it was a great match. As soon as he pulled the jacket off, I'm not going to lie, I was like, how the hell is he doing this match with it looking like that? And they put on a Matt classic that is going to be talked about for a long, long time at Hell in a Cell.
Yep.
I think it's arguably the best Hell in a Cell match of all time, arguably.
So you're going to tell me Mick Foley getting thrown off the cage is in that match just gets ixnayed?
No,
I said arguably. So it's up there, but it's up there. But no, I like Mick Foley is like probably the most memorable and over the top match, like one you'll remember forever. But that match Saturday with what he went through and the way Seth worked with him, like everybody's talking about Cody, but the way Seth worked with him and the way he came out and beat him down on Raw, Seth Rollins, I think, is the top heel in the promotion right now.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins, to me, is the top performer in all of WWE.
Well, he's definitely in the top heel now that Reigns is taking some time off, that's for sure. But if Reigns is still going full bore, he'd be second.
Rumor has it John Cena will be back.
June 27th.
Yep, and it's not just a visit.
Nope, he's back for a while, and more than from what I'm hearing. And actually, I talked to his father on Saturday. It's going to be more than a year.
I'll be honest with you. I I was thinking more on the 6 month thing, and then quite possibly him being gone. But if he's there and he makes a big enough attraction, they're gonna have to add him in for WrestleMania.
They need him right now.
Yes, they like. Can I? And that's so. We'll get to the other thing. Is I know, I know the one thing that pissed Forbes off too was the fact that I'm not a huge like I'm not a huge proponent, and it has nothing to do with the old school thing. Like I'm being honest with you, the belt means nothing to me as far
Never
as
did.
like you know what
Never
I'm
did.
saying. Like I don't I've watched Monday Night Raw religiously since Mania, and I think that's it. Even though it's ended with women's matches constantly, or Cody in the 6 man or something like that, it hasn't made me miss any title. Expect on Monday night. I had been. I'm not gonna lie. Tuned in to watch Cody Rhodes. I don't care if he didn't have the title.
Americans are.
And then some of like the stuff with Asuka and Becky Lynch, along with Bianca Belair, Liv Morgan starting to grow on me. So I believe that they've had that the stories that they've been putting on have taken my attention span from focusing on a title off of it. And I would love to know how many other people out there feel this. Like if Forbes is really just missing Roman Reigns and and then calling it a Brock Lesnar hostage halt, like I don't look at it that way. And I think the WWE, if they looked at the title being that important and relevant right now, they would have did an interim title, or they would have stripped him of the belt and came up with the rhyme and reason to take it off of him.
Yeah, and we were talking about titles last week with AEW. Now they got another one, this All Atlantic title. Man,
Yep.
They got so many titles that their titles don't mean anything. They have so many of them.
Well, okay. What do you mean by they have a lot of titles? Because I'm trying to grasp this for myself. Because I'm going to tell you, the WWE has way more singles titles.
No, they don't.
They've got the Owen Hart titles.
Those
FTW.
what did I
Yeah,
tell
yeah.
you, you Canadian?
Those don't count.
Owen Hart titles don't count.
What they have right now, what AEW has is the title, the world title. They have
That's
the
what I
tag
mean.
titles. Let me finish real quick. Let me finish. As a
That's
company,
what I mean. There's too many of
Let
them.
him finish. I want to hear his thing because, like, I'm just befuddled. He mentioned those
I'm
titles.
trying to
again.
talk about what we talked about last week. The same thing we're talking about, Rumble. It's the same
But
thing.
those titles are belts. Those are irrelevant. Those are just trophies. And because the hearts are marks for belts, they had to make a belt. It's just like how Davey Boy Smith, when he parades around the independents, he has the Stu Hurt heavyweight title. Like, why do you need to have a fight? Why do you need to go the different places?
Wait a minute. This is coming, and I'm gonna fuck with you right now. This is coming from the biggest belt mark in NWA New England history.
I didn't create my own. I didn't create the Jason Rumble title.
I love you, Jay.
I didn't create nothing on my own. The
Yep,
reason being that I was the champion of that promotion
I'm
is
waiting for
because
this
I had the
excuse.
I was the person that traveled more than any of yous.
I just think
That's all. I
don't
never strayed away from the time when after I felt the company was relevant to put that belt on my friends.
Yeah, well,
Because I felt my friends could do the same thing.
I just think
Make
if
the company credible.
I hate when you do that, but anyways.
If the titles
I'm
don't
just-
mean anything,
I'm telling
these
you,
new
hold
titles
on.
do mean
I'm just
something,
telling we're professional wrestlers with professional wrestling mind. I did what the boss told me to do until I felt that other guys were credible in the company and willing to be indebted to the company, then that was the time when other people were to get the push. I just listened to advice.
Go on,
I'm just
go
saying,
on,
like,
Pelly.
even if the titles don't mean anything, or this new one they're bringing in does mean something, I just think, like, the more titles you have, it saturates the product from what the main title means. If that
Okay.
makes any sense.
So if this means anything, and I'll let Mike chew away with it right after, the WWE right now has basically took the SmackDown and Universal, and like I said, they've made it into one because without mention, they have killed the brand split. There will be no mention anymore of the brand split for the future, if in the near future. It's been
And I
said by
think-
both networks, okay?
I think with those
So if
titles
you have
together,
one,
they
hold
mean
on.
more.
If you have one heavyweight title now, a true heavyweight title, you have the United States, you have the Intercontinental. That's it for men's. And then if you unify the tag team, that's fine. AEW has the world title, has the TNT title, and now they added the All Atlantic. So theoretically,
Tag
but
titles.
they
and they got
promote the
tag
Ring of
titles.
Honor. The Ring of Honor titles they promote.
That
Like,
doesn't
all these
listen,
titles-
Pelly.
That
Pelly,
don't
please,
mean it's AEW.
can I go?
All
Can I
they're
go?
doing is highlighting the titles because he bought a brand new company. Do you think once that company has a TV deal that they're gonna worry about any of that anymore? Probably not. And if you don't understand what AEW is trying to be to a certain extent, they're trying to be the company that has a no door. It is a professional wrestling company. That's what they're trying to promote at this time. So I bet you if they could do business with Vince McMahon, the WWE title would be on AEW.
They
Pelly.
would. Absolutely.
Okay.
So all right. So you brought up the Ring of Honor titles, the TV title, the heavyweight title, the tag
Yeah.
title. So, Ring of Honor is supposed to be getting their own show on TBS. It's either going to be on a Thursday night or it's going to be going against NXT. This is what I read. It's not set in stone.
Yeah.
So basically, they want to run it as a separate company. So yeah, okay. Right now, the Ring of Honor titles are on AEW every once in a while.
Yeah.
But they're not. You can't count them as their titles.
No, that's like saying because the NWA Women's Championship was defended on AEW television for
Right.
close to a year, that the AEW had something to do with it. And like, I'll say it again, AEW is more of a wrestling company. Tony Khan at this point in time isn't concerned about a theoretical brand. He just wants to pack the place with fans who want to see these matches. And then someday maybe Dawn will come to Marblehead. And he'll realize to stop putting over other people's property. But I will say this. I'll agree with you on this. It's like watching Night of Champions some night on an AEW show. So yes, everybody got a belt, but they're not all theirs.
No,
So that is where I disagree. It's all right, Pelly. You can say something back. Don't worry. We're not.
No, I got you. I get what you're saying.
I don't want James Forbes to put a comment that said I scared you into a hole or something like that. That you had to agree with the way that I broke it all down. Because I guess
you're making.
I guess in life you can't break things down to the real side of things.
So
I guess I couldn't say that I was a fan in the 80s and I didn't miss Hulk Hogan or Bob Backlund on my weekly television show, that I had to beg my mother and father so I could buy wrestling tickets to go to the Boston Garden. That wasn't no fun at all.
So I have a new name for Friday nights. It's called the Friday Night Shooting Gallery, because you're shooting from the hip right now.
You know,
bad.
I respect his opinion. I respect your opinion, but for you not to let me like break things down into certain things, I would be cheating the show with the professional level and professional things that I have learned by being in the business if I did not give a legit theoretical breakdown on what people in the back, what people in the theoretical suits are thinking when it comes to some of this stuff. Right, Mike?
I agree.
Other than I let you call them a clown and them call them bozos. I save all that fun stuff for you.
Well, listen, when you make stupid comments, you get stupid prizes.
Exactly.
So, you
I
want
was
to
at least hoping Capelli would come on tonight, because he was one of the ones that is that like, just because, listen, I understand they waste 2 months putting Judgment Day together. There are some people that really liked it. I'm not going to lie.
No, listen.
You know what I mean?
He made a point, and I agree. I like, see, this is what irritates me and irks me the most, because if I make a comment during the pay-per-view or whatever, Bozo the Clown and the Great Kazoo run with it and think it's WWE, let me kiss their ass. All I said, it was a nice change of pace not to see it coming, is what I meant by the comment. But of course, the Clown had to go and shit on me right away. I'm not talking about Capelli, I'm talking about Forbes. Like, again, it's just, you open your mouth and make stupid comments, you get stupid prizes.
And then I get shit on because I listen to the Busted Open podcast. I listen every Tuesday, and I listen the Monday after a pay-per-view. I like listening to what Bully Ray has to say. And the reason why I agreed with Bully Ray, because let's face it, that guy made 6 figures in this business. That guy helped write TNA before, and right now, what people don't know, he's ready to get a backstage job. He's turned down 2 different backstage jobs with the WWE for writing, because it was for being an agent, because it just wasn't the right timing. So
he'll go. He'll definitely
yes.
Go.
So I just it doesn't compute in my brain that. Awesome. You're a good help. Jalen putting on the game. Oh, it is. ABC. Yeah. Oh, no, that's NBA TV, but you almost had it. There we go. So anyways, have a good night. That's one of my students and one of my besties, one of my faves. Her name is Rachel. She's leaving for the night. Kelly, you've met Rachel before.
All right, Uncle.
One of my nightly visitors and my student. She's a fave of mine. She's saying good night to everybody. She peeked in to see what it was all about. So, to get back to where I was at, I just, I don't get it. You try to say some good, and you get a proverbial kick in the old Sizak.
Yeah, but look who it's coming from. Like, seriously, look who it's coming from. I can see if Capelli came out and did that.
Well, Bully Ray, he didn't. Capelli said, because I felt that Bully, just because it came from Bully Ray, it's supposed to be right. Listen to the whole podcast. He doesn't agree with when push comes to shove, he doesn't agree with the whole thing, but he understood why it was done, and he really didn't think it was whack at all. He thought that it should have happened right after the match. It should have happened, boom, right there. Finn turns,
I
and
thought
then on Monday night, you could have got you'd be waiting for what was on Finn Balor's mind, and then Edge, like they could have
I thought that
right
was going to
there.
happen. I thought that swerve was coming at the end of the match, but it didn't. I was fully expected to see Finn Balor turn on AJ in the middle of the ring.
So, Bully thought it would have been better to turn on like for Finn to turn on AJ and then embrace Edge and then give Edge the breakdown right there. So you could have just yes, because basically yes, he said that you would have still got the same effect you were looking for because everybody wanted to tune in because Edge is adding a new persona to the group. And he was, and I kind of agree, man. Imagine tuning into Monday night, and like, first you want to find out how's Cody, and that wouldn't even have been the most important news because everybody would have wondered why did Judgment Day all and out turn on Edge? You know what I mean? Like
we'll find out. We'll find out Monday.
Yes. So basically, they saved a storyline now that I'm thinking about to open up with next week because they let's just face it. When Cody Rhodes said that he's going to be back in a month and he was staring at that briefcase, that kid's a sick son of a gun. And I really I'm thinking, all right, he's gonna crawl himself up that ladder with one freaking arm.
Kudos for him for doing that match, but he could have took a year or two off his career doing that match.
Yes,
let me ask you a question. So what happens if he does come back in a month? Do you think it's a partial work? You didn't really tear it that bad?
No, there's no way he comes back in a month, Mike.
No way.
I think the reason why they had him take that beat down and do all that thing at the end is because they're gonna write it into the storyline.
Right. I'm asking a hypothetical question. What happens if he does come back in a month? Could it be a partial work and he didn't hurt himself that bad? So what happens? Let me go a little bit step further, okay? He comes back. They leave one space open for Money in the Bank ladder match.
Yep.
And it comes out to be it's Cody.
Yep.
He comes back and he wins it.
What if he comes back and he just goes back to square one and he tears it all over again because he decides that 4 weeks with the torn pectoral muscle, whether it's partially torn or not, that he comes back just way too soon?
No, I understand that, but I'm throwing a hypothetical.
Oh, yeah, Mike, I'm right there with you. I just think of the hypotheticals. What if, too, if he gets injured and it's all for no good? Is it just better to keep him out? Like, Cena is the last guy that's torn a pec muscle in the WWE. And he broke it in record time, 3 months. But also, if you remember when Cena came back after that torn pec, my God, did he look like he looked like a chiseled Greek god, because he had to have been on some growth or some type of juice in order to.
You think Cody won't do that? You think Cody won't do growth to heal quicker?
Yeah, because listen, I just hope he doesn't do anything stupid because he worries about the meteoric rise that he had in the world of the WWE universe. But if you listen to Bully Ray, I love how he says this. Another great thing. He said if he was right in the angle and he was doing everything, he would have had cameras Wednesday. Or he would have had cameras at the surgery, taking pictures, him going under, him getting wheeled out of the thing, and that would have been the Cody week 1 that you're waiting for the Cody ticker.
Well, they usually do that. They usually do that.
Well, he's just that Bully is hoping that they continue with this so that the universe is behind every step of the rebuild for him to be back, so that because he sees that he basically said that you get when you get pushes like this and the fans react, and you catch that lightning in the bottle, what's the chances of really keeping that captivity of that lightning in the bottle, especially now that he's injured? So they have to keep him in the people's mind. I'll be honest with you. I would think that it would be cool if they do a Brian Pillman, aka Stone Cold Steve Austin, where Cody's rehabbing, he's holding the baby, and Seth Rollins breaks into the house just like he did with Edge.
I don't know.
I think Monday night they beat him down again just to know he's going to be out for a long time and just to put over Seth Rollins even more at the top of the heels.
Well, they're going to have to keep it in mind. That's just my honest opinion.
He already had surgeries from what they're saying.
Yep. All right. So, Judgment Day. Let's just we'll wrap this up in a second. Does it work better with or without Edge, in your opinion?
I don't know. I thought Edge was the catalyst of it. It made sense for him to be there. I won't know what it's going to do until I see a couple weeks of what they progress. So I can't say yay or nay.
All right. Pelly, go. Yep, please.
I think it was Edge would have fit well with him, but when they cut off Edge, I think you guys are right earlier that if Ciampa came in and went with the faction, he could be the mouthpiece because none of those other guys can cut a promo. Finn's all right, but Ripley can't cut a promo. Priest can't cut a promo. But Ciampa, he's great on the mic. So maybe if he joined and then Edge and AJ and Liv Morgan can get together, like it's got to be like a faction against another group, I think, for it to work.
It's our producer. The
only person that Forbes he didn't shit on.
Yeah, he loves you.
I didn't see his comment. What did he say?
Oh, you'll have to go on later and say.
Yeah, you have to go look at it.
Yeah. So
I'll give it a shot. Oh, come on. Yeah, where are you freaking coward?
Why don't you jump in right where we are? Do you feel
what are we looking at?
We're talking about Judgment Day. Oh, his comment? Look on one of my last posts, I believe. It's the post for the show, I think. And he puts a big long comment. But where do you feel? Is Judgment Day better or worse with the addition and subtraction?
I think that they should have left Edge where he was. He was the founder, and he was going in a good direction with it, in my opinion. Adding Finn Balor, I think, was a good move, but not at the expense of Edge.
Okay. So, have you read any of the reasoning why now more news is being released on why Edge was taken out of Judgment Day?
Yeah, I mean, they said that they wanted to go more supernatural point of view on it, and Edge was not for that at all.
Yep.
I can see. I can.
Well, he found the comment.
Yeah, yep. He found the comment and it froze him. It gave him James Forbes internet powers.
Yeah.
And now you can't hear him.
Your internet sucks.
Can't hear you. Can't hear you.
Is that better?
Yes.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, he was part of the original Brood. So why he wouldn't want to go the supernatural route, I don't know. But at that same point, I've heard some rumors that they want to bring Gangrel in to be the manager of the Judgment Day.
Very interesting. So, I read a little bit more of an article earlier today, and this guy had in-depth reasoning. that Edge basically said the supernatural part of it was too much like Bray Wyatt. And that was why he did not want to do the version that they were going. And also he was mad because they were taking the creativity part of this angle out of his hands, where it was this whole thing was cooked up by Edge and not by WWE creative, essentially. So it was Edge that decided to do this. So yeah, that's in a nutshell there, Biggie Biggs. But I do agree. The one part that I say weakens Judgment Day is the fact that they lose their mouthpiece.
Exactly.
But as far as losing in-ring performance,
well, they gained with Finn Balor.
Oh, without a doubt, Finn Balor and Damian Priest are a formidable duo, to say the least.
Like I said, don't be surprised if you see the Demon soon.
I wouldn't be surprised, and just hear me out. What if they throw the ultimate swerve, and next week it is a tag team match with Edge and AJ versus Priest and Finn Balor, and AJ pulls the final swerve. And AJ ultimately becomes the mouthpiece of that group. I'll be honest, I think that gives it the closest version that they would have to a Bullet Club, and that makes it fearsome foursome.
Well, Corey Graves made reference to that on the pay-per-view.
So let's just, that's what I'm saying. I'm waiting to see where this goes. I wish Capelli was on. I wish.
Hey, Forbes, this is for you.
My question is, do you think that they're going to leave Finn Balor as Finn Balor, or do you think at some point he's going to come back with the makeup on as the Demon?
Oh,
I just said that.
Yeah.
I just said that.
Oh, I couldn't hear you.
Keep up.
I believe you definitely see the return of the Demon, without a doubt. And he faces Edge at Money in the Bank.
Yeah, I can see that.
You need to pull things out of the hat to really because if you're not going to have Cody, and right now they're saying they're not going to have Roman Reigns, which means that Riddle probably lost that match, which means that Riddle is now stuck solely on Monday Night Raw.
And Randy Orton's gone right now.
Yep. We got all these injuries.
Yeah, Orton's not hurt, though. He's just taking time off.
So who do you think of the potential new faces of Monday Night Raw right now? We'll get on to the next subject. Because right now they only have two faces, and they don't mention AJ Styles. They basically only mention Riddle and Lashley as being the only two faces. And this was on two different sites I went to on how they mentioned the faces on WWE, which leads me to want to believe that AJ Styles is going to make a heel turn, and AJ Styles is going to become the fourth member of Judgment Day because AJ fits what the criteria is.
We'll see.
I can see Drew McIntyre being on both shows.
Yes. I can see that too. And Drew McIntyre is also one right now advocating that he basically deserves another WWE title run.
Isn't he getting that at that stadium show in Scotland? Or
basically, he made some comments on there. But who do you think could be in line other than Riddle and Lashley to take over not take over, but just make people forget a little bit about Cody Rhodes' absence?
Ezekiel.
Yes.
Yes, I like where they're going with Ezekiel. That was great Monday night. That was fantastic.
Do you believe now that with it being like this, especially with Cody Rhodes' storyline being put to the back burner, that it does now make the absence of one Roman Reigns in the WWE title that much more noticeable in its absence? We'll be agreeing with Forbes right here, but I'll agree with Forbes that right now this is with it being like this. Yes, this is when you're going to start to try and you're gonna miss the title, and because you basically stripped television of the strongest angle other than the world title in Roman Reigns. So at this point, yes, I will agree that if they do not come up with something, having the title not being utilized on TV on a weekly basis will be detrimental to the product. So I'll agree there.
Wow, you agreed with Forbes after he shit on you. You're a bigger man than he is.
Yeah.
He's lucky he didn't come on, because I would have went up one side of him, down the other, and made him cry. His hair plugs would have fell out because he was.
That was the best the other day when he said about you and Capelli with the hair.
Oh yeah.
I'll give him that. He got on my good side with that. And then I had to put no. Capelli had a full mane. He was not going bald up front at all. He didn't have that look going. He wanted to be American Choppers meets Dog the Bounty Hunter wrapped up into the American Badass. Because that's what he was thinking of, that tattoo of his skull. I want to look like a dead guy, a zombie, and have veins in my forehead on my forearm, you know?
He should have put a bottle of Rogaine next to that tattoo.
Oh.
So, yeah. Oh.
You know, we found Rogaine in his bathroom one day. We abused him for months about that.
Oh, definitely.
We were all over his shit.
So I got a couple more things I'd like to touch on. So we're all in agreement now that they're going to have to build another face, or they're going to have to come up with a real strong angle on Monday night to keep where they're at. Because I'll tell you this, Monday Night Raw has been the best it's been since Cody Rhodes has arrived.
Yep. I agree with that.
And it started 2 weeks before Cody came. They've been on a roll for the past 2 months, and it was good Monday. I found nothing wrong with it. I thought it was a great show. So let's talk about the Ric Flair.
Oh, please.
Oh, buddy.
Do we have to?
No, I think that right now, I think that match could be a hell of a draw for SummerSlam with Ric Flair against one Vince McMahon. Because
McMahon would do it for his ego, nothing else. And I think it's the stupidest thing. You're 76 and 70-something years old. Shut up and sit down.
I've already got on my wish list already set aside that I will be watching the Fight Network's version of the Ric Flair match that he will be doing on July the 31st from the Nashville Fairgrounds. So I'm already going to watch that. And that's that his night is the night, I believe that match is the night before SummerSlam. It's the Friday, so it's the 29th or something like that. But SummerSlam's the next night. I know, Mike, it's an old guy thing, but let's just face it. People are tuning in to see that. And it's honestly, if Ric Flair is really saying that that's going to be his last bump, I just me myself, they need to come up with some big things for SummerSlam, Mike, because they're going to a stadium, and the worst thing they could do is when they go to that stadium have to cancel that show.
I don't see it drawing money. I really don't. The hardcore marks like Forbes will shit all over that.
No, I think he's one of the ones that actually, when I put that up, he loved it.
Well,
I think there's a lot of people out there that would. Like, we know it's not going to be a match, but to see Flair go out there, hear the entrance, just to see him and McMahon shit it up, and to see Flair just take the blade for one last time and zip it up in front of the whole crowd, I'm willing to put up with that 10 minutes.
I'm not. Sorry.
I would like to see it.
No, I'm not a fan of it. But whatever. I'll watch it because I'll laugh at it and then shit all over it. I'm going to change my names to Forbes. and shit all over it.
I'd watch it, but I'm so paranoid I'd be scared something to happen.
You're watching it to see who comes out with the CPR and the defibrillator.
They should make it a stretcher match.
You know, I already feel that way for Rick doing this, but I mean, hey, he's pretty smart because if he can get the big payday before the small payday, and that's his last payday, he's a smart individual.
Yeah, well, because AEW won't touch him.
Oh no. But I think Vince is gonna. I honestly believe that we might hear of this match being released in like 2 weeks.
God help us.
All right. So we've touched on the Judgment Day. I touched on the fact that I liked it because a guy who's made money in the business, one Bully Ray, even though he did 100%, like nobody agrees with squashing an angle 2 months into it. Let's just face that. I understand.
No, I agree with that.
And you know what I mean? But
Rumble, sorry to interrupt. Gunther just won the Intercontinental Championship.
Oh, good.
I saw that coming weeks ago.
There's a lot of reports saying that Vince McMahon is hugely high on Gunther because he gave no fight on him moving to the U.S. He's the one that had came up with the idea, and he loves the fact that he's adopted a brand new diet and workout plan, and it shows in his ring, in his all out physical look. And Vince is in love with his in-ring work. So I see big things for Gunther. Let's finish this up, and let's talk about the return of John Cena. And is he just the guy that's going to step in and be the face of Monday Night Raw for the time?
It's got to be. They need him.
That's why they're bringing him back. That's why they're bringing him back.
Well, he was planning on coming back anyways. He had mentioned it on a interview that he was coming back, but they need him now more than ever because you got Cody Rhodes out. Roman Reigns isn't really going to be around. So, yeah, they definitely need him.
Yeah, I agree. I think that I'll become more in agreement with people like Forbesy on the disappearance of the heavyweight title, especially if they can't captivate with a strong angle for Monday Night Raw. I don't think it's missed that much on SmackDown because I think the Usos are doing a great job of protecting the kingdom right now. So I believe with them being able to carry the storyline through that, I think it's pretty cool. I think if anything, what they should be doing is Roman Reigns should be coming weekly and Paul Heyman should be flying out to wherever he is and on said movie set wherever he is and addressing the WWE universe. So at least he's in their mind. You know what I mean?
No, I get that. I agree.
But yeah, I will say this. If they can't find something interesting and captivating, they will need to find something for Monday Night Raw because Cody Rhodes by far made it the best program to watch.
The only thing about Cena, he's got to come back with his buzz cut. He comes back with the old man dude. It's horrible.
Do you guys ever see the dual picture between him and Ernest?
Johnny Vegas is John Cena Senior's hair toupee's better than his hairdo.
That's sad.
Oh, look who decided to pop in and make a comment.
Where have you been there, Mr. Capelli?
Did you see that Forbesy was kissing your ass again? He want to know what you have for lunch. So he figured he's taking.
Come on, I'm willing to stay on for another 20 minutes so I can hear his breakdown. If not, I'm watching the Celtics game, and we're tuning out in about 3.3 minutes.
What's the score?
Celtics, I believe, when they put the ticker back up, they were up by about 8, and now they're up by 1. That's it. But White's at the line shooting 2. Now they're up by 2.
Hope everything's okay, Capelli.
Dealing with family. Oh, brother, I'm sorry to hear that. So you know what, Capelli? You and I, on Talking from the Cheap Seats, we are taking 15 minutes this week, and you and I are discussing the Judgment Day angle, and I will let you have at
Oh,
it,
I'm gonna get shit all over it.
and we'll go from there. But so, is this a Cena? In your opinion, is Cena back for the long haul, or is he here just to put Theory over?
Just to put Theory over.
They're saying that he's gonna be back for a while, though.
Okay. Oh,
I'm not Bully Ray.
yeah, I understand. You're dumb. You're Devon. We get it. You're better.
Okay, well, again, you don't know what you're talking about because reports are coming out that he's going to be here for a while. So no Summer Cena.
No Summer of Cena. Whoa, Jesus.
Forbes must have his hand up your ass because he's talking to you.
If Cena's back, I believe Cena's back to try and put butts in the seats for SummerSlam. So,
We'll see.
Meaning it's the all right, okay, all right, okay, I get it. Yep, beautiful.
You just said no Summer of Cena, you tard. Who you calling
He should have put no. It's the summer of Cena.
We don't read Walmart, dumbass.
So it's your proper writing of English.
Yeah, that's what it is.
All right, boys. Well, I figure we put in an hour of some good work tonight. I believe
Forbes, I wish you would have came on and took your lumps like a man, but we all know that yellow streak's running right down your back.
Hey, let me ask a quick question. Did you guys touch on this whole thing going on with Stephanie McMahon?
No. Why? Why don't we'll touch on Steph real quick. I don't mind. Yes, we agree that they need Cena for Raw.
Absolutely.
Especially since everybody keeps butt whining about that there's no title on Raw, and I haven't missed it because I've been captivated by the Cody Rhodes angle. Other than that, yes, they need something to keep the mind and interest off of Roman.
Not everybody, just Fingers, has been complaining about it.
Okay. 1 out of every 10.
No comment.
So, yes, let's talk about Stephanie McMahon. Is she gone for good? I was going to put another article up there today, but I couldn't find the exact news source where it was to give a share, and I wasn't on the proper device to screenshot it. So, it could be because they put these pictures up, and they compared to when Vince McMahon bought the family business, and it had the picture of Stephanie, young Stephanie and young Shane.
Right.
And it was basically, I know that they're not going to sell right now, but it was more on what if they do sell, is the company still guaranteed to be a family pass down? And they're trying to put over the fact right now that quite possibly that it may not end up being a family pass down when it's all said and done and being sold.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting to, and the fact that they hired somebody to step into the role that almost mirror images Stephanie's role.
Yeah,
I mean, there's just I don't know. To me,
and you've seen where this lady used to work, right?
Yeah, exactly.
She's formerly of Manchester United.
Mm-hmm. And to me, it all started with Triple H, and that trickled down effect to Stephanie now.
Yeah, but Triple H is back full time, so that doesn't hold any water.
Yeah, but back full time into what role though?
He's Raw. He's not Raw.
Yeah, but But the point I'm getting at is, does he have the same power that he once had?
Yes.
On screen maybe, but I don't know about behind the scenes.
From what the 3 articles that I read, that he's back in his position full time.
Okay. So yeah, I think Stephanie's gone at least till the future. Until I believe she just wants to be there to watch the kids grow up. There has to be one. I'm sorry to say, there's got to be one full-time parent at home. If you look at the Vince McMahon situation, Linda was really never. Linda stepped away from the company. She stepped away from the company, to make sure that she was around for the last couple of years of her kids going through college, and she was building her political career.
Yep.
So yeah, I can definitely see this being the end. Shane has already said on numerous times he has no aspirations of being the head honcho. He's already been there, and it wasn't fun for him. I read a lot of this today during the article. I really wanted to share it, and I couldn't share it. I felt bummed. But all reports lean to a company like NBC Universal buying the WWE.
Well,
And supposedly in 2024, NBC Universal is going to put astronomical money behind the purchase of SmackDown for their network.
well, that's what the Fox runs up, right?
Both contracts run out 2024.
Well, NBC already has Raw because they own
Yep.
USA.
And well, yes, but what I'm saying is they're saying that they want the WWE itself they want it solely to their networks. And if that happens, that means that there could be a possible sale that will go down, but it would go down where Vince McMahon would act as Dana White.
Well,
But the thing is, they say that Vince hasn't had an answer to corporate in a long, long time. That Vince just answers to money to money holders and shareholders of things, and it's a lot easier to appease those people than it is to take on these really rich, think they know it all TV execs. So,
well, he's got to answer to Fox because Fox basically has control of SmackDown. So
yeah, but it's not as much as it would be that if he was there, if they were his boss to a certain extent. It would mean even more, Mike.
well,
It
we'll
would
see
mean
what
even
happens.
more.
We'll see
So
what happens.
and the funny thing is, the 2024 thing is the MJF free agency, and the WWE builds on and they're talking about $1 billion deal.
For who?
$1 billion. They're talking $1 billion deal for the purchasing rights of Raw and/or SmackDown per billions. In the billion, not in the millions this time.
We'll see if MJF actually ends up in WWE. I think what he's doing now, and I've never really been a fan of his, but until recently,
this storyline.
Listen, Mike, there's a reason why I said this kid was going to become the best heel in the business, and right now he doesn't even have to go in the ring and hurt his back. So, but anyways. Yeah, the Steph thing, I think it's done. It really isn't a big thing. At least to me, it isn't. I think those jobs like she has are
a dime a dozen.
Yeah, dime a dozen. The only thing she's really done is put a lot of work into the Special Olympics, and I think they'll keep it going there.
I would have loved it if MJF called Tony Khan Sideshow Bob. I would have.
Oh
man,
man,
I would have lost my shit. That would have been great.
All right, fellas, till next week. We'll probably plan on next Saturday. Friday, I'm away tomorrow. I got a family outing I'm going to. So yeah. It was a joy to talk wrestling. Hopefully we'll have some good news that we can talk about next week.
And hopefully somebody will be a man to come on and take his lumps, because if he thinks this is going away, it's not. I'm gonna be all over him like white on rice. Wait.
There you go. I appreciate that. All right, everyone. For those of you out in Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube, we thank you for the live views, and we look forward to the growth of our YouTube channel. And next week, the boys, along with Jason Rumble, will be coming to you with more inside the Gorilla Position news. And we hope that big news is popping and little things are stopping, because when there's no news, we really just sit here, we shit on each other.
Well,
When there is news, we tell it, and then we shit on each other even more. So it's even a better time.
honestly, I wasn't coming into shitting on anybody, but when he decided to run his freaking lips, he deserves everything he gets. So,
I really got to go check this post out now, man.
oh,
Holy
you,
crap.
you, oh,
It was
you
a
do.
it was a comment to the post.
Which post was it on?
It was a paragraph. I believe it was the last one I put up
Announcing that we were going on the air tonight.
that we were going on the air.
Yeah, and he just went off like a child
Oh,
that lost his
why?
pacifier.
Maybe I'll go on. And what do I got to hear? Jason talk about me saying, "Don't worry, it's gonna pan out to be a good thing." Oh, B, the days of wrestling fans being having the memory of like dehydrated BBs with his best Bobby the Brain Heenan comment that he can. That's all he ever says. Dehydrated BBs. Like enough with the Bobby the Brain or Freddie Blassie comment that stuck with you since you were a 7-year-old kid. Like, I mean, enough.
Mickey, this is what you need to do. When you do change the opener, his picture has to be Bozo the Clown. Okay, or have Capelli hold Howdy Doody and name him James Forbes.
Oh.
All right, fellas. Till next week.
Do you like my hat there, Mr. Rumble, that I just purchased today?
Yeah, but I hate the curve.
It's the way it came.
It's
not even blue. It's gray. It's the new Father's Day hat.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to get me a Red Sox Father's Day hat.
Yeah, whatever.
All right, boys. You guys have yourself a good night, and thank you very much. And I hope everybody out there continues to love and support professional wrestling. From me to you.
And not shit on it like some people do.
And Jeff, we'll leave this up for Forbesy.
Yeah!
That's a perfect way to end it. All right, everyone. Have yourself a great night.
Later.